What's going on, guys? In today's video, I want to talk about 6 things that I wish that I knew before I started my junk removal business. So I started my junk removal business about 1.5 years ago now, and I have made more mistakes than I would care to admit.
Stretch. Oh, shoot. My jeans got seriously messed up.
But I'm glad that I made those mistakes because they really shaped my business into what it is today. Now that we have the cliches kind of out of the way, these are things that I would have done differently if I was starting again today, and things that I think you should do differently if you're starting, or even if you're not starting, even if you're kind of in the middle of it. Maybe these suggestions can kind of stop you from making a stupid decision like I did. So number 1 is planning for the future with your truck purchase. So what do I mean by that? So when I very first started, I had a Ram 1500. And it did okay for what I was doing at the start, which was basically just building up plywood walls on the side of it and then just hauling as much as I could fit in a short bed of a pickup truck, which I got a lot of looks from people when I was doing that. It's not that you can't start with a truck like that, but sometimes you have to deal with questions of people like, is this all you got? But that wasn't really the problem. The problem was that that truck was not going to be able to haul very much weight. And even when I put my 18-foot utility trailer on it at one point, it would really squat. I mean, it would get to the point where I couldn't really pull into a lot of people's driveways, even when they wanted me to, because my hitch was dragging so incredibly low. So what I wish that I would have done is put a little bit more money towards a truck that would have one day been able to haul a dump trailer. Dump trailers are pretty darn heavy. I believe mine is like 42 or 4,400 pounds, even when it's completely empty. And that's a lot of weight to go on the hitch of a trailer, of a truck. At least for a 1500 or an F-150. So what I would do is, if you can afford it, get a truck that maybe is an older vehicle that has a reliable engine, like a 7.3 or a 6.7 if you're talking about Ford. I don't know as much about some of the other brands of vehicles, but make sure that you get something reliable, because with my 09 F-250, it was a 6.4 liter, I ended up spending about $8 grand in 6 months on repairs, which would have been way cheaper to just do a really expensive truck payment. I probably could have made payments on like an $80,000 truck and still come out better than I did with that truck. Whatever the case, I made that mistake and I learned from it. Don't make the same mistake that I did. Basically, get a truck that is going to be able to haul the trailer of your dream. I recommend getting an F-250, a 2500 of some sort, because you may not need to haul that right now, but I promise you, you will get tired of hand unloading a gigantic utility trailer or a cargo trailer. Whatever you have, an enclosed trailer, you will get sick of unloading it, particularly if it's in the heat or in the snow. It's just not fun. The number 2 thing that I learned is that paid advertisements are not for everyone, and they're actually not really for me either. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and take a sledgehammer to the subscribe button. Can you do me a favor? If you're enjoying this video, go ahead and park your truck and trailer on top of the subscribe button. I don't know. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to figure out what my shtick is gonna be. You know, like what I'm gonna say to people to get them to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Just do it. Come on. So when I very first got started, I was doing all kinds of different stuff. I have tried Google Ads, Google Local Service Ads. I've tried Facebook. I've also tried a little bit of Yelp. I got into contact, or had people get into contact with me about Angie's List. And for those of you in my industry, you know all about people that call from Angie's List. They are a persistent bunch.
Hello? I love you. Please, go away.
How you doing?
The amount of money that I spent on ads completely destroyed the profit that I was going to make with my company. Even though I am doing less work now and consistently less busy than I was with my ads, I am still about twice as profitable as I was last year when I was really pumping ads. Because I mean, I was spending probably upwards of $2,000 a month on my Google ads, whether that be local service ads or regular ads. I had more success on local service ads, but I will still never forget being at the end of a week where I worked probably 10 or 12 hours every single day. And I was kind of afraid to look at what my ad spend was, but when I finally did, I realized that I probably was only profitable by $300 or $400 in my net income. And that just about made me break down, because I thought that I was making money, and in reality, Google was making all of the money. So I don't really do that anymore. And I think that a lot of people don't understand the importance of evaluating what your paid ads are actually doing for you. Don't be afraid to look at the actual numbers, because it's really, really crucial that you do. That brings me to the number 3 thing that I really wish that I had known before I started my junk removal company, and that is that yard signs and truck and trailer wraps are the absolute best return on your investment. I cannot tell you how many times just in the past several months that I have been doing yard signs that people have called me and said, "Hey, I see your signs all over town." Or the number of times that I'll be outside of a job, and because my truck and my trailer, really just my trailer now, is just really wrapped well and looks professional. It has something that sets us apart. So I use a picture, like a circular picture of myself and my dog Murphy on the side of my trailer. And I think that a lot of people will hire me just because I have a dog on the side of my trailer. And so I get so much business. Sometimes I'll even be parked in front of someone's house, and then a neighbor will walk by and say, "Hey, I have stuff that I need you to take too." And I'll make an extra $200 or $300 sometimes, literally just driving next door right after I do a job because of my truck wrap. And I think that for my trailer and truck wrap, when I had my old truck, that they only charged me about $1,000 to wrap my trailer. Basically, do it at a local shop. A lot of the more, bigger name places will charge you extra. But if you can find a good sign shop close by, you can really get a good deal on wraps. And I mean, even just over the course of 4 or 5 jobs, you can make up for that cost. And I promise you, if your truck and trailer is wrapped well, and if you stand for something, if something sets you apart about your branding, you will make that money back quickly. So the number 4 thing that I wish that I had known before I got into this business is that there are major ups and downs when it comes to junk removal. Junk removal is not a recurring business. And what I mean by that is, like, if you look at landscaping, you're going to be getting mowing clients, and then they're going to probably be using you once a week and paying every single month for your service. Most people that do junk removal, except for a select few, are going to hire you maybe once or twice a year or 2. So you have to constantly be churning out new customer after new customer, building those connections, getting referrals, etc. So you've got to really, really hustle. And there are some times during the year where everything completely runs dry. And I think last year was really particularly bad because there was an election going on. Everybody is terrified, which direction the country's going to be going. Are we going to have any money in our pockets? And so everyone was really, really clutching their purses. And so it can be really, really up and down. And if you don't have faith in the Lord to get you through those times, you're going to really struggle. I have faith in God, and it's really, really been a test for my faith. And I have had a lot of times where I was really struggling, even though I knew in my heart that I would be okay. So you have to know when getting into this business, particularly when you're first starting out, there are going to be times, there are going to be days where you don't have anything to do that day other than go put yard signs up. You can do door hangers, though I haven't had any success with that thus far. Haven't put up that many. Go talk to people, whether it be at realtors' offices, whether that be at apartment complexes, assisted living facilities, etc. You've got to find a way to still work 8 or 9 hours a day, whether you are busy doing jobs or not. Like, that's part of your job. Number 5, this is one that I have only recently implemented that I want to make sure that you guys do before the point that I was at when I started it. Find a good HYSA account that's not going to have any kind of fees or penalties. Right now, I'm actually using Robinhood Gold, and I'm getting about 4% APY on the money that I'm putting away. Which, you know, let's say you have $10,000 in your, and HYSA stands for High Yield Savings Account, by the way. If you put $10,000 that you're saving for taxes into an HYSA, you're gonna make $400 if it's a 4% APY, just by having your money sit there and not touching it. So before, I was using just my regular like big bank, and I had it in a savings account. I even used a money market account, and I believe I was getting 1.1% from that, which is absolutely nothing. I mean, with $10,000, you know, that's a difference of, you know, $300 or so dollars. But if you look at, like, let's say you have $50,000 or $100,000 saved away in there, the amount of interest that you're passing up on, I mean, it can be thousands of dollars, and that stuff really snowballs. And when taxes are due at the end of the year, taking that money out of that account, you'll maybe have some left over. And if that money's sitting for taxes, you might as well do that anyway. So that's a tip that could save you hundreds of dollars. And finally, that brings me to number 6. You are going to make mistakes. So you might as well take those mistakes in stride and treat them as lessons. No matter how many of my videos you watch, how many of Andrew Thompson's videos you watch, how many of Jack of All Trades, Steezy Flips, all these different junk removal guys, can't forget the guys with Sonoma Strong. No matter how many videos of ours that you watch, you are going to make mistakes. You're gonna get to a job and you're gonna realize, whoa, I really underquoted this and I'm going to be losing money doing this. And then you'll get to the end of the month and you'll look at your balance sheet and you'll be like, wow, okay, I am not looking too good. You're gonna make those mistakes, but if you treat those as putting money and depositing money into the bank account of learning and gaining this completely priceless knowledge of how to run a business and how to grow and how to be profitable, you will sleep so much better at night. And that's something that I need to get better at, that I'm constantly working on. This business is hard. Business in general is hard. It's not for everyone, but the select few that it is for, if you have that dog mentality, if you stick with it, you will succeed. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers, and I will see you guys in the next video.